Hey, I'm Digitrailz, and currently Minecraft has a storage problem that's well known. Mojang has mentioned it, and it's pretty well known. And the thing is, people think there is a solid solution to it, which is just increase the inventory. But here's the thing, there isn't one solid solution to solving the storage problem in Minecraft. Currently, since our storage system is built based off of slots and blocks, we have sort of what's building up to be a file storage system. So you have your main folders, which is basically your personal storage, a chest, an ender chest, and a barrel. Shulker boxes could be considered this, but I don't fully consider them like this for other reasons. But yeah, these are basically like main folders that you would have if you were doing something like personal storage at home with a box or a file folder or a file cabinet, or if you're working in sort of a data management server, you would have almost like a workspace. These are sort of similar to those. You would have them where you could basically store folders, but you could also store some data in them as well. Moving on, you have subfolders, which would consist of things like shulker boxes, which could be standalone folders, but at the same time, these tend to be more like subfolders because even though you place them out and about, they also tend to be stored within your personal storage or any of these other ones more often than they are just strewn about. And the fact that these tend to be harder to come about, they tend to be used a lot less often as bulk storage than these options right here. Well, at least barrels and chests. Bundles are also another good form of subfolder, which you can then mix with these two because you can subdivide out items that you would have in smaller quantities, such as, say, flowers, or items that you only craft so often, such as maybe redstone devices. A system could look something like this, where you have a barrel, then you have a shulker box, and then within it, you have a bundle with a bunch of different items in this. I kind of just threw some random items in it just so you could kind of get an idea for it. Where people tend to just shove a full stack in there. This is sort of just a random assortment of items, but you could just fill this with redstone or something like this. So you have a actual organized system. And that way, when you do it, you would have possibly a redstone box. In here, you would then have a bunch of items for redstone building. And then inside of here, you would have, okay, this is where you have random assortment of various other things. That is how you would end up wanting to structure it with how we're going. Now let's move on to how we can possibly work to improve this. Now, mind you, I'm not a game designer. I'm just a guy who spends a lot of time around file servers and ends up paying attention to these type of things. So take these ideas with a grain of salt. And I know Mojang is probably putting a lot of good thought into this, and I do trust them with how they're doing it. And I'm just kind of putting in my 2 cents, and I'm kind of riffing off a lot of the ideas that they're working with already. And some of these types of ideas they may already be thinking about. So the first idea is more items similar to the bundle. I do like how the bundle works, where you can get up to a stack of full items. And I don't think the bundle should do as other people are saying is, oh, we should put in we should be able to put in multiple items into it. And if they stack up to one item like a sword or a piece of armor, because at that point you're not understanding how the bundle works. The bundle is great to combine up smaller items that don't stack together. But I do think maybe another style of item similar to the bundle would come in handy, whether it's bundling up like items like logs, or bundling up things like wood items or stuff like that where they are going to stack together, but they don't normally stack together. So say item that put ropes together logs of different tree types and gets us a single stack when they're all just logs, or gets us multiple stacks from one log, if that makes sense. So we could get acacia and spruce, stack those together into a couple different stacks and make them into one stack, or something like that. Those are different types of ideas that could potentially work. Another idea would be similar to we see in a lot of mods, which is basically a bulk barrel storage, where you take one item, it stores one item, but it stores multiple stacks. So you'd end up being able to store maybe cobble in there, but you could store 10 or 20 or 30 stacks of that one particular item. Sometimes they do it almost like infinitely, but I really think there should be some sort of limitation on this type of storage. But that way you'd end up being able to store, say, maybe 100 stacks of one particular item, which would then reduce down storage size. And I really think that type of solution would come in handy. Another one, which they're already starting to work on, would be having items that break down or basically work up to a common denominator. So things like the raw ore that we're already seeing, or coal, where the various types of ores, now that we have two different types of ore of the same type, so like raw, basically cobble iron or slate iron, both break down into raw iron, raw gold, raw copper. They both just break it down into these. And that way, when you're out mining, you're not getting two different types of iron blocks or iron ore blocks. You're getting raw iron and raw gold. So something like this really does help with it. If we get more blocks similar to this, that would help when we're out and about versus other types. And moving on to the next one, having items that could craft upwards, similarly with like half slabs, being able to craft them back into planks, or kind of a one that I don't know why I decided to go this way, but I kind of thought of it as a better way, making it so that buttons could craft into cobblestone, versus I don't think having a button craft into stone would make as much sense as a stone button being able to craft into, or like maybe 4 buttons being able to craft into cobble, would make a bit more sense. And even if this happened at a loss, that way we'd be able to restack items back and fix our inventory. If we're out and about and don't want to lose items, we can at least restack them. And this could even happen with stairs, or this could happen with sticks or anything. Having something like this would help reduce our inventory. So this is only a taste of the storage problem and hopefully some of its solutions that can help fix it, and hopefully some of a breakdown of how it can be started to be solved, or what you can do to help improve your storage area as well, and what it seems like the direction it's starting to take. Now, I do trust Mojang to fix this. I know a lot of people have been like, oh, just increase the storage area, just increase the stack size. But I really don't think those are smart solutions. And seeing where Mojang's taking it, I trust them. And this isn't going to be a one size fits all type of solution. This isn't going to be a one item fix all solution. And when people say, oh, they're introducing the bundle to fix the issue, they're not. They never said the bundle's going to fix the issue. They said the bundle is part of the solution. And I see that. So this is going to be something that's going to have to take a lot of balance and functionality between multiple versions and multiple play styles, between Java and Bedrock. And I'm interested to see where it goes. And I'm hoping my sense that I shared here will help break that down for you and make a little bit more sense for you, and hopefully increase the conversation. But anyways, I'm Digitrailz. Remember, when you're in digital trails, watch out for digital bears. See you guys in the next one. Bye for now.